Okay, these are the Chapter 9, Lesson 1 notes on the states of matter. What is matter? Matter is anything that has mass and takes up space. An object's state is a physical property of the object. We talked about this when we talked about physical properties. Okay, solids, liquids, and gas. Was it a solid? That's a property. Liquid is a property of an object. Solids. Some examples of solids would be the soccer ball, a crayon, and a robot. Make sure you're writing those in your notes. A solid is matter that has a definite shape and size. Okay? Particle arrangements, they're packed tightly together, no movement of particles to a new position. They can only vibrate, but they do not slide past each other like liquid. They stay in place. An example would be to put a sneaker in a box. Okay, you open the box, you put the sneaker in, and it stays the same. There's no change in it. Liquids. Example of liquids be a waterfall or water, or a cherry drink, okay, like Kool-Aid. That would be an example of a liquid. A liquid takes the shape of any container. It has a definite volume, but not a definite shape. Okay, so if you pour it into a cup, it's going to take the shape of that cup. That's what it means when it says no definite shape. The particle arrangements. In liquids, particles are close together, but the particles can move and slide into new positions. An example of a liquid would be pouring juice into the glass. Okay, like I said, the juice is going to take the shape of the glass. That makes it a liquid. But we could pour it into a graduated cylinder and measure the volume. Okay, so that makes it a liquid because it takes the shape of whatever container it's in. Gas. Gas would be right here. These are clouds. Okay, clouds are gas. Gas is a matter that has no definite shape or volume. Okay, gases take the shape of whatever container they're in. Okay, and you cannot measure their volume. Particle arrangement, they're spread out and particles move freely. That's how gases' particles are arranged. An example, the air all around us is a gas. Okay, on the back side of your paper, you have 3 circles. And in those circles, I want you to draw what the particle arrangements look like for each liquid. Okay, and you're going to, or each state of matter. You're going to see the particles right here. Okay, this is a magnifying glass. So let's look at a solid first. We have a solid here. Okay, so if I click on solid, it magnifies in. You can see those particles vibrate, but they're arranged very tightly. Okay, and they cannot move any more than just that little bit of vibration. Okay, so that is a solid. So in that circle, I want you to draw how these particles are arranged. Okay, going on to a liquid. We'll heat this matter up a little bit, and it will start to melt. Okay, and this is what it now looks like. Okay, the particles of a liquid move past one another easily. They are close together, but not in a neat, even arrangement as the particles are in a solid. Okay, we can see that they're sliding around. Okay, they're moving. They're still pretty close together, but they're able to move around. Okay, and if we continue to heat this up to a gas, you see the particles move much more rapidly, and there's a lot of space between them. Okay, so you're putting this into the circle of gas. Okay, in the last part, you're going to identify a solid, liquid, or gas for each of those pictures. Okay, so for like number 1, you may notice, in box number 1 here, you may notice that there is a liquid, which would be the milk, Or there's a solid, which would be the cookie. Or you could even say a solid with the glass. Okay? On the line in your notes, I want you to choose one of those objects to specify whether it is a solid, liquid, or a gas. Okay, so let's say we choose the milk. You would write milk on the line and then write liquid next to it because it is a liquid. It forms to the shape of the glass, but it still has a definite volume. That would make it a liquid. Okay, then you're going to move on to picture number 2. This is a magnet. Okay, state whether it is a solid, liquid, or gas. Moving on to picture number 3. Okay, we have a lot of different objects here. Okay, choose one of them and state whether it is a solid, liquid, or a gas. Number 4, you have a girl on the sled. Okay, select an item here. State whether it is a solid, liquid, or a gas. Number 5, you have the Colosseum. Okay, or a building. Just tell me if it's a solid, liquid, or a gas, or something that's around here that's a solid, liquid, or gas. Okay, here we've got a table with a cup of coffee on it. Tell me here, is there a solid, liquid, or gas here? Then we have a steam engine for number 7. Okay, pick something, tell me if it's a solid, liquid, or a gas. And number 8, a hot air balloon. Pick something and tell me if it's a solid, liquid, or a gas. Okay, and you should have at least one of each. Okay, so you should have at least one solid, one liquid, and one gas within these 8 different pictures. Don't come to me with 8 different solids, okay, or 8 different liquids, okay, or 8 different gases. Pick something, try to get a variety, okay. When you get finished with these, please show them to me, and then you can move on to the next station.